It might be getting chilly out, but now is the time to bundle up and see what the great outdoors has to offer. Kelly Schott with Magee Marsh Wildlife Area and the ODNR is with us this afternoon to talk a little about all of the offerings around us. Kelly, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. Yes, so a recent study just came out, and wildlife recreation activities, things like wildlife viewing, hunting, and fishing, brought $12.5 billion to Ohio last year in 2022. So it's a huge resource. Wildlife viewing is on top of the list with a number of people who are doing that. And Magee Marsh and Ottawa National Wildlife Refuge are excellent places to come out this time of year to not only view eagles, bald eagles, but also tundra swans. They're there by the thousands and they're feeding out in fields around the area. So it's really neat.
It's amazing that we have all of this just kind of right here in our backyard to be able to do so many things and see so many things.
Absolutely. When it comes to wildlife viewing, mostly bird watching, Magee is definitely known as one of the top 10 places to bird watch.
Wow. Yeah.
But other activities do include hunting and fishing, and we have an amazing resource for that. So Deer Gun Week will be coming in again this weekend, and hunters can go out in the field on December 16th and 17th to harvest a deer if they would like to do that.
So what do they need to be able to go deer hunting?
To go deer hunting, there is, in the regs, there's a list of legal firearms that you can have. So you definitely want to make sure you're doing that. But you also need to wear hunter orange, either a hunter orange jacket or a hunter orange vest out in the field during all of our gun seasons. So that includes not just gun week, but also muzzleloader season as well. But then archery is still in too, and archery goes until February.
Now, we know a lot of people go out to view the wildlife and the birds and all of that in our area. How many people go out for deer hunting this time of year?
So deer hunting is quite a popular sport this time of year. We harvested over 70,000 deer in our 7-day gun season, which was the week after Thanksgiving. There are, I think it's like almost 400,000 deer in Ohio, and that many people are, going out to get them. So.
And what are the areas that people can go do that at?
So you can go out on private land. Of course, you need to get permission from that private landowner, as well as if you shoot a deer on a neighboring landowner, you need to make sure you have permission to go and retrieve the deer if it goes onto their land. But of course, we do have public wildlife areas as well all across the state of Ohio.
The other thing we can do is we can catch some fish, right?
Absolutely.
we have lots of waterways around here as well.
Absolutely. So Lake Erie is known for walleye fishing, right? And it's not just a summertime activity. It takes place throughout the winter as well. This time of year, we don't have ice yet. But this time of year, those who have boats are still out on the lake trolling very slowly this time of year. The fish get slower as the water gets colder. But shore fishermen can also take advantage this time of year. Nighttime fishing, so after dark, can be very successful. If you have a pier where there is overhead lights, it'll draw in the bait fish, and that's what those walleye are feeding on. So you want to slowly cast out a lure such as a stick bait, like Husky Jerk, Perfect 10, and then slowly reel it back in. And hopefully you'll get a bite.
This may be a weird question, but do more fish come out at night?
It just depends on the time of year. It depends on, there's just a lot, right? The walleye do come up in the water column, so they're shallower at night, and that's because the bait fish are, up around the surface.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it just depends on the time of year, but night fishing, to me, it sounds very cold to be out there this time of year at night, right?
Same.
But there's a lot of people who are doing it.
Okay, so say we caught a fish or we hunted some deer. What do we do with this meat or, the fish that we caught?
Yeah, so bringing a wild game dish to a holiday party is a great way to introduce other people to what our state has to offer. The Schott family is sort of known for doing that. We have on the Division of Wildlife website is the Wild Ohio Harvest Community, and within that you'll see our Wild Ohio Harvest Cookbook. And in there we have numerous recipes, as well as on our YouTube channel. You can actually see them cook the recipes for fish and venison, as well as lots of other wild game. 2 of those recipes on there, the creamy fish chowder and the stuffed venison roast, I highly recommend.
You've tried it.
Those are our recipes from our house. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you want to surprise someone at your holiday party, you could bring something like that for sure.
Yep.
Kelly, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, we will be right back.